Obviously, the environment down here is all salt. The ceiling's salt, the floor's salt, the walls are salt, and to an extent, the air is salt. And you breathe that in, and you can constantly taste the salt.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Tet for Thoughts Past the Salt, being recorded live on February 5th, 2022. I'm one of your hosts, Taylor, and I'm, of course, joined by
Garcia, also host here. Hopefully the void doesn't suck me today. Hasn't had issues so far, but God knows when I read a story it will.
Yeah, you've been pretty good so far. Since
So
we were
far.
just hanging out in Discord a little bit. So yeah.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah. Anyway, what have you been up to?
Over the past week, not much on that front. Just kind of been researching stuff for the channel, writing a couple little things. It's been nice. Our videos this week did some fucking numbers in comparison to usual. So
Yeah.
I did twice the usual viewership. I could take that.
Yeah, trying to slowly uptick the average view.
And we are doing more on our social medias now. I just realized that my phone is not on silent.
Oh, same, thanks.
Okay. Yeah, what have you been up to this past week?
Running a Minecraft server. That's pretty much it. Yeah. Basically trying to balance, it's like keeping the server up as much as possible while also trying to use my computer. That I can't necessarily simultaneously do both things. So at the same time.
You got a separate computer, right?
Yeah, I do. I need to. It's the one in the background. It's a little bit old, but I need to get a power supply and an SSD for it.
Easy.
Yeah.
We could literally hit up a Best Buy for that.
That is true.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Well, Raspberries already says, place your bets now for how long it'll be before the void takes Matt. That is true.
I give it however much longer the first story you're going to read.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'll give it that.
That's what I forgot to do. That's the one thing I forgot to do this week is make a void emoji.
Oh well.
Oh well. Oh well. It happens.
Yeah.
Update the emojis.
All right, and welcome back, Oleander Rainbow in the chat. I'm going to assume that the social network's love child of VR chat on Messeline is on fire and slowly burning. You would be correct. We're going to talk about that.
Oh yeah.
But first, housekeeping stuff. The YouTube channel is, of course, Tet for Thought. If you're listening to my voice right now, you might be there. We record this podcast, Past the Salt, every Saturday at 1 p.m. Arizona time. You have to do that conversion yourself. And yeah, we try to upload 2 tech-related videos per week, varying from reviews to news to editorial-esque content, etc. So make sure to check it out. If you like what you see, like videos, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell. It helps us out a lot. You've forgotten for the last 2 weeks.
He's talking about me with the void emoji.
Oh, okay. Shareholder. Okay, yeah. Got it.
See, I have to plan it out because like a void emoji is gonna be a little bit weird on that part.
Yeah. And
I could just like upload the image of like a black hole on there.
Yeah. Although speaking of share hodlers, if you'd like to become a share hodler yourself for a nominal fee of $4.99 a month, of which about $3 worth of which comes to us directly, you can hit that join membership button down below where you find like subscribe and whatnot. By becoming a member, you get access to some perks, such as a badge that ages well over time, and exclusive emojis to use on YouTube live streams, including ours. So, and of course, it is the most direct way at this point to support us. So if you really like the work we do, that would be most appreciated, and become one of our value share hodlers and have a lot more say over our content, at least for now.
I won't say a lot more say.
True.
But as that program does grow, people join and whatnot, yeah, we could definitely do a lot more fun stuff and interactive type things with share hodlers. I think that'd be nice.
Yeah, exactly. And our 2 non-YouTube related sites are Instagram and Twitter. If you want to check out some content there, then our Instagram is tech_FOR_thought and at tech_4_thought. So yeah, check us out there. We yes, share hodlers do have a say. Why do you think I broke my water cooler if I wasn't listening to you guys?
It's also true. Oleander says Central Standard Time is an hour ahead of Mountain Standard Time, but 1 hour behind Eastern Standard Time, and Pacific Standard Time is an hour.
I assume that means behind.
Yeah, hour behind Mountain Standard Time. No.
Yeah.
2 hours behind CST and 3 hours behind EST. Well, the thing here in Arizona,
no daylight savings.
We don't follow those rules.
Yeah, no daylight savings in Arizona. We never
Nope.
have to change our clocks.
Yeah.
Why
It
would you
feels
change
good.
your clock?
Why do we have time zones?
Exactly. A deer never has to worry about if they're late or not.
Yeah.
That was
I
Majora's Mask. Yeah,
yes.
fun game. Okay.
It is a very fun game, very dark game too.
Yes. All right.
All
So,
right.
would you like to get right into the news?
You broke your water cooler because of your own ineptitude.
Well, that is partially true. I would have been placed in that situation in the first place to display my ineptitude if I was not listening to you.
Uh-huh.
Sounds like cope, I know.
Majora's Mask is the Jacob's Ladder of gaming. I don't know what Jacob's Ladder is.
Same.
That is a reference we don't get. It's kind of
Nice.
surprising.
Okay.
Time to search it. Yes, but if you do want to pull it up,
Right. So let's talk about it's if you're Mark Zuckerberg, this week has been pretty rough to say the least. Um, your company has lost about $250 billion worth of value because your stock price has fallen around 30%, and you are hemorrhaging users. So let's go ahead and read on a little bit. Switch to the news scene. Whoops, I forgot to reset this scene. Give me a second.
amazing.
Yes, thank you. Boomer stream. Here we go. All right, we're good. All right. This article is coming to us from The Verge. Facebook loses daily users for the first time ever last quarter. And a metaverse pivot isn't going to fix the social network's main problem, slowing user and ad growth. All right. Since its
Amazing.
inception, Facebook's user growth has essentially been up and to the right, as in, big green bar go up. Oh, really
Very
quick.
familiar with that.
Yeah. Jacob's Ladder is a movie from 1990, and it's about a Vietnam veteran who's a postal worker and he sees weird shit. And that's all I'm saying without spoiling anything. Interesting.
Oh,
Okay.
we'll give it a watch.
Yeah.
See, I googled Jacob's Ladder and it came up with biblical stuff, which I assumed wasn't the thing you were talking about. An actual brand of ladders named Jacob's Ladder, and other stuffs. So, yeah,
Cool. Okay.
neat.
All right.
But go back to the fun part of Facebook hemorrhaging users.
Yes, you love to see it. So anyway,
Oh
Facebook's
yes.
user bar has been on massive big green bar go up for like the past 13 years, ever since Facebook came out. But on Wednesday, it reported its first ever quarterly decline of daily users globally, along with lower than expected ad growth that sent its stock plunging roughly 20%. The massive stock drop, which instantly wiped out about roughly 200 billion in market value. And this article is a little bit old. On Friday, this was written on the 2nd. On a Friday, which was the 4th, its stock was only in free fall even more, and the grand total is up to like 250 billion worth of market value being destroyed.
What's the opposite of G?
Hug? I don't know.
Uh.
Yeah. The massive stock drop, which instantly wiped out around 200 billion in market value, shows that Facebook's corporate rebrand to Meta isn't enough to distract investors from the problem in its core business of social media. Not only was user growth across Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp essentially flat last quarter, but the main Facebook app lost 1 million daily users in North America, where it makes the most money through advertising. That drop led to an overall decrease in daily users of Facebook globally, which a company spokesperson confirmed is the first sequential decline in the company's history. That dropped to only 1.929 billion daily users from the previous 1.93 billion the prior quarter is a likely reflection of Facebook's increasing lack of relevance with young people. Gen Z does not like Facebook. Facebook is complete boomer tier.
That's
And
true.
yeah. Meta doesn't really talk about Instagram's user numbers, but daily users across all of its apps barely nudged higher to 2.82, adding just 10 million users from the third quarter. Meta is still wildly profitable. Yeah, that's a copium paragraph. So yeah, basically Facebook is doubling down on the whole VR metaverse and whatnot.
Nice.
And
Oleander, real quick, Oleander said, never did care about Facebook, and I don't like Twitter's character limit. Don't get me started on verified checkmarks having interesting ideas. Raspberries with the banter. How dare you talk about our blue checkmark overlords?
yeah.
How dare you?
And it's not just Facebook stock that was taking a tumble. It's also Pinterest. It's also Twitter. It's also a lot of other social medias.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
all of them free fall.
Free falling. Yeah. Let's just take a looky here. Hold on. So let's see it in real time. The collapse of Facebook.
Did Alphabet take any sort of hit out of curiosity?
We can look that up too. So yeah, here's Meta platforms, i.e. Facebook. You can see that was 1 day, but let's look at the 5-day. You can see the green bar does not in fact go up. So yeah, it was in free fall for the past few days and down 20% the past 5 days.
Damn.
So yeah, that's how Facebook is doing. Let's take a look at Pinterest. Or actually, let's do Twitter. You can see they also had a little bit of a dip, but kind of recovered. Does Pinterest even have stock?
I don't know.
They do.
Oh, interesting.
And you can see they also free fell.
Damn. They recovered back to pretty much where they were, to be fair.
Just about. They're still a little bit low. But yeah, definitely the big story is going to be Facebook.
Alphabet.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Let's see if we got anything there.
Nope. They actually had quite a little bit of a shoot up.
Nice. Pinterest exists for mood boards. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah.
All right, anyway, so back to Facebook. Because this is funny to look at.
Oh, it's great. It's great. By the way, we're, as usual, we are not financial investors.
I didn't even think we were getting into that territory, but yeah.
Well, you have fucking stocks up on your screen, boyo.
You don't have to if you're just showing the price of something, you don't have to disclaim anything.
Buy the dip.
No, don't even unironically buy the dip here.
All right, but that is something beautiful to look at there.
Yes, it is.
What?
That for thought be like, we aren't a finance podcast, we like talking about stocks a lot. That is true.
Yes.
Yeah, that is true.
It is a very fun thing to talk about.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna keep this red graph up for a while. It is very entertaining to look at. Already followed your financial advice. Oh, you shouldn't have.
Too late.
Although, wait, what financial advice? We never gave any financial advice. Anyway.
Oh,
yeah,
gosh.
so many people are kind of attributing this to, as the Verge article stated, that, it's like its user count is down. So therefore, investor confidence in the company is not what it once was. There have been lots of drama articles coming about like the Metaverse VR and whatnot. So that's not very cool. Yeah. And also another thing that people are attributing to is Apple's little new privacy features knocking down social media a bit and their advertising revenue. Because Apple and iOS 15, which they've pushed fairly aggressively onto iOS users, has this very convenient hello, doggo.
Okay, just continue.
Has this very convenient little prompt when you open up an app for the first time that wants to track you across things, saying, hey, would you like to allow this app to track you across other apps and websites you might visit? And it just pops up right there, and you're given two options, yes or no, pretty much. You can allow or ask app not to track. And this seems to indicate that if given the option, if people are made aware of the option to turn off this thing, they are going to, in fact, turn off this thing. Which,
Very, very true.
yeah. And Apple say one thing, they make things convenient for their users, so yeah.
Yeah.
So if people are given such an easy and convenient way to take back some privacy, they're going to take it, which you kind of like to see.
Yeah.
All things considered.
This is the dip has been bought. Oleander says, don't smell your dollar bills. There's some financial advice.
You'd probably get like AIDS or something from that. I don't know.
You smell your hundreds, high chances of smelling some cocaine.
Exactly.
Thankfully, I've got an ad blocker that also blocks those features. And it also, Raspberries also says fuck apps that track.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yes.
Uh,
Feel free to use ad blocker on our stuff.
yes, we don't care. Um, so yeah, that's pretty cool. You definitely like to see it, and it gets worse. If you thought that was bad, it gets
I think you mean better.
yes. Well, if you're Mark Zuckerberg, it gets worse. But if you're anyone else, it gets better.
Yeah.
All right. So we have another news scene. Actually, you'll get cocaine if you smell your money.
Hmm.
That or pink eye. It depends.
I mean, if it's 100, the highs of cocaine or the odds of cocaine is pretty high.
Yeah. All right. Anyway, let's talk about our next article that's also metaverse related. Andrew Forrest launches criminal action against Facebook over scam ads that use his image. If you don't know who Andrew Forrest is, he's an Australian billionaire, as the article says, and he has a big like mining conglomerate. Not crypto mining, but I mean like actual mining, like mineral
Physical
mining.
mining raw materials.
Yeah, exactly. He's a big Australian mining conglomerate. So this article comes to us from The Guardian. The Australian billionaire Andrew Forrest has launched criminal proceedings against Facebook, alleging the tech giant breached federal anti-money laundering laws by not cracking down sufficiently on scam ads that used his image. The action in the Western Australia Magistrates Court is the first time Facebook has faced criminal charges anywhere in the world, Forrest said on Thursday. The charges allege Facebook was criminally reckless by not taking sufficient steps to stop criminals from using his social media platform to send scam advertisements that aim to defraud Australian users. It is
Okay.
alleged. It is alleged the scam advertisements, which use Forrest's image and purported to promote cryptocurrency investment schemes, have appeared on Facebook since March 2019. You can see where like minor and minor comes into play there. That's pretty funny.
Yeah.
The Forrest, the chairman of Fortescue Metals Group, also claims Facebook failed to create controls or a corporate culture that prevented systems from being used to commit alleged crimes. It is unusual for a private citizen to bring criminal charges against a corporation. Forrest said he had sought and received approval from Australia's Attorney General, Michaelia Cash, to launch the action under the Commonwealth Criminal Code.
Amazing.
Yeah. The Attorney General has been contacted by The Guardian for comment, and it also goes on to detail another civil lawsuit against Facebook by Mr. Forrest in California. So, yeah, basically, Mr. Forrest asked Facebook, hey, these people are using my image to falsely advertise something. I'm not related to this. They can't use my likeness without my permission, etc., etc. And Facebook didn't do shit about it, and so now he's suing them.
Go get him, champ.
Right? Exactly. You love to see it. Just throw the book at Facebook.
Yeah,
Yeah,
pretty
love
much.
it.
It's gonna be amazing.
Yes.
Yeah, the general rule of thumb: if a platform is free,
You are the
they're
product.
selling. You are the product, and they are selling your info.
Yeah.
Great rule of thumb there.
Mm-hmm. So I don't know. What do you think about the heat death of the metaverse, as we're saying?
It cannot hit us fast enough.
Okay.
Okay, I'll put the metaverse especially on fire. Who asked for this?
I don't know if anyone did. Like, VR
where's
chat
the
always had
demand?
like a lot of charm to it because of how stuffed it is. But then like this really like normie like Silicon Valley tech bro s tier fucking metaverse shit was not. No one asked for it.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like you have to be able to find some demand for it to be able to make something happen. The issue is I don't know a single person or like in person as well as ever like reading about stuff who's been genuinely interested in something like the metaverse.
Yeah.
It just does. Yeah.
And oh wait, hold on. It gets even better.
Uh, do you think Mark Zuckerberg said go?
I would hope so. So
What he's
while we're talking about the metaverse, this is just funny. Um,
oh I,
the metaverse has had to implement a personal boundary tool that prevents people from going within 4 feet of your avatar because of reports talking like
virtual groping.
yeah, virtual groping and whatnot. Those articles. So yeah, Meta adds personal boundary tool in metaverse after virtual world harassment. All right, Facebook parent Meta began rolling out Friday a minimum distance between users' avatars and its virtual reality Horizon network after reports of harassment, one of the thorny issues for its metaverse vision. The personal boundary function in the immersive platform, where people can socialize virtually, puts a ring of space around users' digital proxies. A personal boundary prevents anyone from invading your avatar's personal space. If someone tries to enter your personal boundary, the system will halt their forward movement as they reach the boundary. The new function comes after complaints have emerged in press reports and in social media or blog posts of incidents of harassment.
I love it when a paragraph is a second
I
a
know.
sentence. I hate the way
What is
these
all
are
this?
structured like
Okay,
this.
yeah. All right, the rest of it is just background information. We're off this. So yeah,
Amazing.
life is not good in the metaverse.
No,
Life is not
it's
good. Not
it's
Daijobu.
not Daijoubu.
Yeah. Life is definitely not Daijobu in the metaverse. And on
Do it
top of that,
right.
Facebook also had to cancel their stablecoin crypto project, and it's just not
Awesome.
yeah. As we said, life is not Daijobu.
So how long do we give, like, what's the life expectancy of like Facebook or Meta at this point?
I mean, they have cash on hand and whatnot, so it's not
Hmm.
like, yeah, I mean, they can hemorrhage money in users for a while and whatnot. I don't think we'll ever realistically see it shut down or anything. I think the worst thing that can happen is they decide to sell off one of their platforms.
But they can't sell off, Facebook or Meta or whatever the hell it's called now, because that's their bread and butter. That if they don't have that, then they really don't have anything.
Yeah, but I mean, like,
Uh,
imagine they like sell off Snapchat or Instagram or something,
yeah, that's
or
fair.
WhatsApp again. Um,
Yeah,
yeah, and that's honestly the worst I can see happening because of this.
mm, amazing.
Hmm.
Who would buy it though?
I don't know.
Yeah, that's kind of the question. Is like if they sell off something, who would buy it?
Yeah, it's that Microsoft. I don't know.
Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah,
Microsoft does their own thing. They don't really care about what other social medias do.
yeah, I know. Sony,
Oleander
I don't know.
said. Oleander says we meet again by Vera Lynn plays while nukes are going off intensifies.
Catch. So yeah. Oh, okay.
Sorry, grabbing my wallet, so I had something to fidget with.
You're good. So do you have any other thoughts on the heat death of the metaverse?
Please be within a year.
Okay, fair enough.
Any final thoughts for you?
No, I just love to see it because I hate Facebook with a passion, and yeah.
Amazing. It's beautiful.
Mm-hmm. To celebrate, we should all go watch The Social Network on acid and dream about the Shiba-verse.
Oh God, no.
All right, moving on outside of the social media BS news, let's talk about crypto.
Some more.
Yeah, more crypto.
Yes.
How 323 million in crypto was stolen from a blockchain bridge called Wormhole. Cryptocurrency carries risk. Blockchain bridges heighten it. All right, so this comes to us from Ars Technica. This is a story about how a simple software bug allowed the fourth biggest cryptocurrency theft ever. Hackers stole more than $323 million in cryptocurrency by exploiting a vulnerability in Wormhole, a web-based service that allows inter-blockchain transactions. So it's basically... So it's like you can trade like Ethereum for other stuff, you can trade Bitcoin for other stuff, but you can't really directly trade Ethereum for like Bitcoin
You
because
can't transform it.
yeah, because like the blockchains are different and everything. The blockchain technologies
Mhm.
between the two are different, and so Wormhole is a service that converts the stuff.
Yeah.
So
It's a
yeah,
inter-exchange.
yes,
Oleander says, "Why do I get the feeling that Kotick would try to buy Facebook? Scumbag birds of a feather." I don't know. That'd
yeah,
be interesting to see.
yeah. I don't know. I don't think he could ever come up with the money for it though. That's the thing.
That's true. It
Anyway,
depends on how far they fall.
that is true.
Going back to the topic on hand.
Yes. Hackers stole more than $323 million worth of cryptocurrency by exploiting a vulnerability in Wormhole, a web based service that allows inter-blockchain transactions. Wormhole lets people move digital coins tied to one blockchain over to a different blockchain. Such blockchain bridges are particularly useful for decentralized finance services that operate on two or more chains, often with vastly different protocols, rules, and processes.
Neat.
So yeah, bridges use wrapped tokens, which lock tokens into one blockchain into a smart contract. After a decentralized cross-chain oracle called a guardian certifies that the coins have been properly locked on one chain, the bridge mints or releases tokens of the same value on the other chain. Wormhole bridges the Solana blockchain with other blockchains, including those for Avalanche, Oasis, Binance Smart Chain, Ethereum, Polygon, and Terra. But what if you can't trust the Guardian? A lengthy analysis posted on Twitter a few hours after the heist said that Wormhole's backend platform failed to properly validate its Guardian accounts. By creating a fake signature account, the hacker or hackers behind the heist minted 120,000 Ethereum coins, which were worth about 323 million at the time of the transactions, on the Solana chain. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, you could buy a lot of pizza with all that crypto. That is true.
Pizza's worth about 10,000 Bitcoin, so it's probably not that much.
I think you're like a decade behind or so.
Yeah, I think I'm right.
Okay.
You could probably buy like a Papa John's or Pizza Hut with all that money.
Yeah. The hackers then made a series of transfers that dropped around 93,750 worth of those tokens into a private wallet stored on the Ethereum chain, blockchain analysis firm Elliptic said. So, yeah, there's that Twitter thread there that talks about like how it happened a little bit. That seems very long, so we're not going to get into it. The hackers pulled off the theft by using an earlier transaction to create a signature set, which is a type of credential. With this, they created a VAA, or Validator Action Approval, which is essentially a certificate needed for approving transactions. Once they had the fake signature set, it was trivial to use it to generate a valid VAA and trigger an unauthorized mint to their own account, the Twitter handle for an employee and investment firm Paradigm wrote. So Wormhole didn't properly validate all input accounts, which is kind of the TLDR, which is how they were able to squeeze out all the Ethereum out of it.
Jesus.
Yeah. And the haul is the fourth biggest cryptocurrency theft of all time, according to this roundup from Statista. Just behind the 480 million stolen from Mt. Go in 2014, the 547 million taken from CoinJet in 2018, and the 611 million snatched from Poly Network last year, which was eventually returned by the thief. So yeah.
Oh my god.
Mm-hmm. So
I didn't know.
that's pretty much it.
I didn't know that crypto theft managed to get that big.
Well, here we are.
Holy cow. Oh, that's a lot of money.
Yeah, it
That
is.
is a lot of money.
Yeah. Imagine all the pictures of apes you can buy with that.
Why would I buy apes with that type of money?
I don't know, man.
I'd immediately turn that into cash.
Yeah. Straight cash.
God,
just think if like crypto wasn't in kind of a dip right now, how much more that would be.
It's true. That is very true.
Like if you
Give
go
it
off
like
a peak a couple months ago.
couple months ago, give it like basically 2 times its current value. So it'd be probably closer to 500 million.
Yeah, that's insane.
That that is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And what can they do about it?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Yeah, it's now in a privately held wallet. As far as anything else is concerned, those are all valid. The Ethereum has been minted.
Yes. Bored ape art is ugly as sin. There isn't enough wild turkey to drink to make it look halfway decent.
That is true.
Yeah.
That is true. And I mean, wild turkey works magical wonders sometimes for making things seem more appealing than they are.
That's all my dad drinks. When he goes like hard alcohol.
Okay.
He's like, wild turkey. I was like, why don't you go for something like Crown or something better? Like, at least upgrade a little bit.
Right. Treat yourself.
Treat yourself.
Yeah. So, yeah, I don't know. What do you think? Digital heist.
I think it's kind of insane.
Okay.
I mean, They found a hole in the system, and damn, did they take advantage of it.
Yes, they found a hole in the wormhole, you might say.
God, I see what you've done for others. Please help me out and do the same. Never need to work another day in your life.
Right, exactly. That's retirement money. That's retirement in Spain money.
That is retirement for generations money.
Exactly. That is, yeah.
Convert all of it into Apple stocks and just live on the dividends.
Mm-hmm. Not a financial advice, by the way.
No, no, never take any of our advice.
Yeah. All right. Ready to move on?
Yeah, I feel
Let's
good.
talk about another scam. Or, yeah. There's not really an article associated with this, so do you just want to run down what happened?
Yeah. Let's see how well my internet decides to hold up for this.
It's been doing really well, so I have confidence.
Yeah, I don't. Over the past week, some people may be familiar with a company called Newegg, where you can buy basically any sort of like tech that you want on that part. It has been a kind of a rumor-esque thing floating around for, I would say, a better part of a decade in regards to them scamming their customers, in regards to saying, "Hey, you sent us back an item that's damaged. We can't refund your money." And this time, they rolled the dice, and as Steve on Gamers Nexus, the unfortunate target of this current scam, said, they rolled a nat fucking one. So Steve bought a motherboard off of Newegg open box, and for a project that he needed, turns out by the time it arrived, it even though he got express shipping, found a fix, so he just sent the motherboard back, didn't even reopen the box that the motherboard box was in, sent it right back to Newegg for a refund.
Didn't even open the shipping packaging.
Nope, nothing like that at all. And they got the box back, and they said, yeah, so there are so the
One of
motherboard
the
is damaged.
2,000 bent pins is damaged.
Yeah, the motherboard is damaged, and we cannot refund your money. And Steve, yeah, at this point, kind of, heard about this type of stuff, decided to go a little bit deeper, and kind of went undercover because they didn't realize who it was that they were fucking with.
Yeah.
And he tried to contact them, get them to explain what's going on. He explained his side, and they basically said, yeah, we're sending it back to you. Never gave a tracking information on that. It's got thermal paste on it. Some pins are bent, so we can't refund your money. And he then brought it to his platforms and blew it the fuck up.
Yeah.
So Newegg is currently on life alert, on suicide watch, because of the amount of backlash that they've gotten from approximately every single platform between LTT, Jay's 2 Cents, Bitwit, Paul's Hardware, Gamers Nexus themselves. Yeah, it's not pretty. They really fucked up.
Yeah, out of all the people that Newegg done this to, they should have done it to Steve. I mean, they shouldn't do it to
Yeah.
anyone, but I'm just saying, it's just like, out of all the tech tubers to maybe like land on, Steve might be the worst one to do this for. So,
Oh yeah.
yeah,
Oh,
because
yeah.
he will take no prisoners during his crusade.
Yeah, he is relentless, to put it one way.
Yeah.
But it has not been pretty for Newegg. And there's been, like I said, there's been reports of this type of behavior from Newegg for a better part of a decade. So it's nothing new on that aspect. It's just this time around we finally get to bring it to light, which is really nice to see.
Yeah.
And definitely never buying Jack anything from Newegg again.
Yeah. No go.
Yep. You should be aware of what you're buying and where you're buying it from, because you definitely can support or not support things with your wallet, and that is more effective than just about anything else in the world.
Exactly. Because companies feel the bottom line more than anything. And Oleander says, we aren't financiers, far from it. It's just two dudes talking about tech news and another dude talking about water coolers. Rossby's report and says, water coolers are my life. Exactly. All right.
That is facts.
Yeah.
Water cooler is love. Water cooler is life.
Buy from Micro Center. If you're lucky enough to have a Micro Center in the area, like if
That's
they had one in
true.
all 50 states, that might be like viable advice. But
They
and
don't.
yeah, exactly.
I would love to have like at least one micro center here in like the greater Phoenix area.
Yeah, that'd be
I
really
want
nice.
to. Yeah, there are plenty of locations to do so thanks to Fry's Electronics dying.
There's two with plenty of space and fun themes too, like an Aztec temple or a golf course.
Yeah, it's very true.
Yeah. You have
I would
multiple
like to
value.
see the take the Aztec one personally.
Yeah, that was always my favorite.
Same. But I mean, your thoughts on the situation?
Well, I mean, Newegg shouldn't do it. They should stop. It's kind of the risk of buying open bot stuff also, because they have more of an excuse to do it with, and at the same time, you know, it's like it points out the scam a lot more. It's like Newegg is just kind of able to say on a whim because it was open bots, oh, you damaged it and whatnot. You know,
Yeah.
there's really no way to prove. So it basically comes down to it's like your word versus Newegg's word and everything. And I mean,
Yeah.
the worst thing you can possibly do is like go to a small claims court or something. But I know we got time for that. You know?
The honestly, the best thing you should do is actually document your communication with Newegg
Mm-hmm.
and bring it to your bank, because your bank can charge back Newegg for a purchase if they fucked up that hard.
Yeah.
And dispute the billing on it. That would be my recommendation, because if as long as you document everything fine on that part, that's then it's going to be more in your favor.
Yeah. Now
But
you're
yeah.
picturing a water cooler making someone squeal like a pig, i.e., deliverance. My apologies for the horrifying mental image. Thanks. Thank you. All right.
You feeling a little scarred now?
A little bit. Have you ever had a bad experience from Newegg?
Personally, no. I've only bought maybe one thing from them in the past
Okay.
4 or 5 years.
Okay.
I think it might have been my graphics card that I bought from them.
Mm.
Which I'm currently using, but outside that, I can't think of anything else I've bought from them recently. I can look that up.
Okay.
Newegg.
Yeah. I bought from Newegg quite a bit over the years. The current processor and motherboard that I have came from Newegg, at least. And when I was getting a new PC case, this was before the one I currently have. What happened is the seller sent the wrong color. So the seller sent the wrong color. They shipped out the wrong color, and then they halted its shipping, brought it back, and then sent like the wrong color again. But they halted shipping by then claiming that it's like I had done a chargeback to them or something, even though that never happened. So yeah, eventually that was having to work with the UPS to prove that it's like, hey, you know, the package needs to come here. And I ended up with the wrong color case anyway, but the case was cool as hell. And then, yeah.
You ended up with white instead of black?
No, I ended up with black instead of white because I originally wanted.
Oh,
this is a different case than I'm using now.
Yeah, I remember now.
Okay.
But yeah, the last thing I bought from Newegg was back in 2019, and it was basically some 15-foot cables and a USB hub.
Okay.
A StarTech USB hub. By the way, if you want like a freaking reliable, good quality USB hub, StarTech.
Is it powered?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it can draw either power from your PC if you want it to, or you can just plug it in via a different type of connection for power.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah, it is super nice, and it is a I have their 7-port industrial 3.0 hub.
Bitchin'.
But I have like simple things connected to it, like my mouse, my keyboard, webcam, stuff like that. Just because if I plug in my mic, for example, it gives some weird feedback in terms of like static.
Yeah, that'll happen if you have separate power for it.
Yeah, so it just for the easier things to run, it works. It works really well. It just
works.
It just works. I can't complain.
Okay.
Yeah, I love it.
But do you know what just doesn't work? Google Stadia.
Yes.
And
Uh,
all I have to say is that for years,
water
we have,
spout got to go somewhere.
for years, oh,
It's the hot one too.
yeah. Well, I need water.
It's got to shoot its hot liquidy load somewhere.
Yes. All right, so because you're always associated with the crusade against Stadia, how about you read this one?
Yeah, I can definitely do that. Oh wait, I need to pull it up real quick. One moment. There we go.
Stadia was doomed from the start, yes, and that is the opinion Matt and I have always had from like very inception all the way to now. It is,
Yeah.
yeah.
But with it, thanks to The Verge, Google Stadia has reportedly been demoted, but it might show up in your Peloton. Neat. So 1 year after Google revealed it now saw Google Stadia cloud gaming idea as a mere technology platform for industry partners rather than a true rival to Sony, Nintendo, and Microsoft. Business Insider is reporting that some Stadia games fears have come true. The entire Stadia project has been demoted within Google, and it is a new priority to its power experiences from companies including Peloton, Bungie, and Capcom rather than attracting more games to Stadia itself. In fact, Peloton bike owners might have already experienced the fruits of those labors. Now, Business Insider reports that Peloton's very first video game, Lane Break, was actually powered by Google's cloud gaming technology, now dubbed Google Stream. That's one way to put games inside your exercise machine, for example. But if you were hoping that Google Stadia owned cloud gaming platform would pull itself out of its current precarious situation, where only Ubisoft is continuing to contribute its latest and greatest games, Business Insider source suggests that it's not likely. Current and former employees say the priority of what was now on proof of concept work for Google Stream and securing white label deals. One estimated about 20% of the focus was on consumer platform. There are plenty of people internally who would love to keep it going, so they are working really hard to make sure it doesn't die. They said, but they're not. But they're not the ones writing the checks now. Before we go on to the next part,
Wow, who would have thought this would have failed and then eventually dropped by Google? Because it's not like Google has a history of killing stuff or
I
anything
assume
like
you're
that.
pulling up that
You
website,
know it. You
the
know?
graveyard.
Yeah. Let's
Please
look
tell
at
me there's a new entry.
all of the things that was killed by Google. Yeah, a few new.
Oh, amazing.
The latest additions are, of course, YouTube Originals, like a fourth stuck in the outlet in 11 months. YouTube Originals was a variety of original content, including scripted series, educational videos, and music and celebrity program. It'll be over 6 years old.
Damn, it's 6 years old?
Yeah. Google On Hub, that was 7 years old. Yeah. Google Chrome apps done for in 5 months. G Suite, the legacy free edition is dying. All these things, the list goes on and 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 on. All of these services, tools, features, etc., that Google once had and built and everything, that they all killed, sometimes even within a year.
They just don't know what people want.
Exactly.
They really don't know.
No.
Stadia was doomed from the start. Yeah, you're right there, Oleander. That's right. Get that water, Tay Tay. says Raspberries. Oleander. At least Stadia isn't an Apple Pippin. Do you get that?
Yeah, Apple Pippin was Apple's very failed video game console that they once tried to do.
Oh,
Yeah.
I did not know about that.
Yeah.
Neat. Very neat. Shall I continue the story?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right.
So
So
keep scrolling through the graveyard.
cool. Two sources told Business Insider that Google Stadia boss Phil Harrison now reported to Jason Rosenthal, Google's vice president of subscription services, instead of directly to Google's hardware boss Rich Osterloh. I'm not sure I pronounced that. That's a demotion from the entire Stadia division. Though that perhaps not too much of a surprise, Stadia wasn't meeting Google's internal expectations, drastically missing sales target despite paying tens of millions of dollars per game just to secure ports for the platform, according to a report last year. Peloton isn't the only company that's been quietly using Google Stadia as a white label service. AT&T confirmed that its free browser-based access to Batman Arkham Knight last October ran on Stadia tech. Capcom is in talks to do the same with its web-based demos of its games too, according to a new report. And Destiny developer Bungie, which Sony is currently buying for $3.6 billion, was looking to build its own streaming platform on top of Google Stream, according to Business
God.
Insider. White labeling isn't necessarily a bad fate for Google Stadia, as I wrote a year ago, but it's a reason to think twice about buying a game on Google Stadia's consumer cloud gaming platform when it's ever clear that Google's heart isn't that part of the business. At least not until some of the hard questions get answered. Google spokesperson Patrick Sable provided us with this statement on the matter. We announced our intentions of helping publishers and partners deliver games directly to gamers last year, and have been working towards that. The first manifestation has been our partnership with AT&T, who is offering Batman Arkham Knight available to their customers for free. While we won't be commenting on any rumors or speculation regarding other industry partners, we are still focused on bringing great games to Stadia in 2022. With 200 plus titles currently available, we are expecting to have another 100 plus games added to the platform this year, and currently have 50 games available to claim in Stadia Pro. Later in the day, Google also subtweeted the report. If you hear one thing, hear this. The Stadia team is working really hard on a great future for Stadia and cloud gaming. We hope you agree, and we know proof is in the playing. Peloton wouldn't comment to The Verge, though.
Okay.
Amazing.
Wow, who would have thought it would have possibly died? Because it was a shit concept in the beginning, and it still remains a shit concept, right?
I did.
But apparently the Stadia... Do we want to take a trip to the Stadia subreddit?
Yes.
Okay.
I need to see the coping.
Okay,
Because
hold
I
on.
remember my video way like... How old is the video now? I need to pull it up. It got so much hate. Stadia.
All right. Here we are at the Stadia subreddit. Keep calm and we wait. Oh, the first post is cope. There's that tweet we were talking about.
Oh, where is it? I forget how long ago it was. It was definitely after that.
This post is
But-
complaining about how bad Madden looks online on Google Stadia.
It's not that my hate boner is showing. It's that I've been right all along, and that's showing.
Do you think to bundle around $17 a month for Stadia Pro, YouTube Premium, YouTube Music would be a good idea? Yeah?
No, I would not want to pay for Stadia. I don't want to pay for a dead platform. Just use Steam or get a console. I don't
Well, I mean,
care.
for like YouTube Premium and YouTube Music, and then it's like Stadia Pro gets bundled in with that. It's basically like what we were talking about the other night about how it's like YouTube could bundle in stuff for like
Yeah.
one membership fee, or make
But I
it
don't
for
wanna-
like
I
Google
don't
One
want
or
to pay
something.
an
so you get-
increased price just because of Stadia.
You won't have to. I'm just saying it's could be an option for people. That's all
Yeah.
I'm saying.
Yeah, but I don't see people like buying into that option. I would see people doing it for their big stuff because that's what people use.
Yeah, but people just simply don't use Stadia, for example.
Yeah.
Case in point, that doesn't play.
Look at like these posts on Reddit are getting like 13, 14 upvotes max.
Mhm. Should I still buy Red Dead
no, I'm
Redemption 2
looking
on
at
Stadia
numbers
after
right
all
now.
the news about its future? No. Can Google's efforts to white label Stadia Tech be successful without a hardware upgrade? Yes, because the problem isn't the hardware to run it on, i.e. GeForce Now. The problem is the software.
Yeah, that's very true.
My experience with Stadia. Oh, God. Oh, okay. No. Yeah, lack of players, lack of profile pictures. Not serious evaluation. Only 600 users here now with 118,000 or so subscribers. Just under. Now that the cat is out of the bag regarding what happened to Stadia last year, can we now all admit that Google has a commitment problem? I don't think it should have taken Stadia for you to understand Google had a commitment problem.
There's what, 230 other projects?
Yeah, do I need to pull up the site again?
Yeah, right. The video I released, Stadia is Doomed, Here's Why, released July 14th, 2019.
Mm-hmm.
God. Hate Viagra for when you have a hate boner or erectile dysfunction. And I don't know.
IDFK is short for I don't fucking know.
Yeah. My bad on that.
Elder Scrolls Online on Stadia or PlayStation. Clearly
Yeah,
the console you actually own is the best one for that.
Yeah. I don't use abbreviations that much, so it's sometimes a little hard for me to figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
Go get Red Dead on PC or console. That's true.
Yeah. So yeah, this subreddit is in cope mode, I'd say.
Currently high on copium, completely seething.
To be honest, they were always pretty high on copium for thinking this was going to be a good thing. But yeah.
Very true.
Oh man. You love to see it.
I do.
You love to see these massive tech conglomerates collapse for being so out of touch with their user base.
Seriously though.
And
it's like,
yeah, it's just
it's they don't, yeah, that's their issues. They just don't get it.
Yeah, they don't understand their user base. They don't understand what normal people actually want.
Yeah. Same thing with the gaming industry a good chunk of the times, which is one of the reasons why I'm happy that the battle royale era is dying,
Mm-hmm.
and it's almost dead, but we're almost there.
Yeah. Google is Casanova. If Casanova took the Harold Shipman school of must murder everyone. That is fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, Google just kills off all their projects without giving them a chance to like mature or keep developing, even though they might be good ideas.
Yeah. This one, not a good idea though.
No, it wasn't even a good idea from the start, and it was stupid that they invested so much money into it.
It was
And
hilarious
talent
that
for
they
what it's worth.
invested so much money into it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did bring in a lot of talent too. To be fair, that talent was making good money.
Yeah. What a waste.
They had a reason to jump ship for the time.
Yeah. What a waste of time though. And what a waste of money. So
yeah.
I just have to say, living in I think it's like a lot of the big like tech engineers and like these big corporations like Google, Meta, and whatnot, all that fun stuff. It's like they think it's like what they want by living in their little tiny corner of California is representative of what other people living in other places want, and that's just simply not the case.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
amazing.
they need to get out of their little goldfish bowl.
It's true. Mm-hmm. Especially with YouTube as well.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so ready to move on? I don't think there's a good transition for this next one.
I mean, Google tracks people.
Yeah, and what else tracks people? Your GPU. Well, yes, it could be used. But
could be used. Yeah.
Researchers, this is coming from Bleeping Computer, which is actually one of my favorite sites. Researchers use GPU fingerprinting to track users online.
Oh no.
A team of researchers from French, Israeli, Australian, and Australian universities, that's 3 out of the 5 Five Eyes nations for what it's worth, universities have explored the possibility of using people's GPUs to create unique fingerprints and use them for persistent web tracking. The results of their large-scale experiment involving 2,550 devices with 1,605 distinct CPU configurations show that their technique, named Drawn Apart, can boost the median tracking duration to 67% compared to current state-of-the-art methods. This is a severe problem for user privacy, which is currently protected by laws that focus on acquiring consent to activate website cookies that no website actually follows, and that pop-up is annoying. Anyway, These laws have led unscrupulous websites to collect other potential fingerprinting elements, such as the hardware configuration, OS, time zones, screen resolution, language, fonts, etc. This unethical approach is still limited because these elements change frequently, and even when they're stable, they can only put users into a rough categorization rather than create a unique fingerprint. Yeah, so with the screen thing, it's because what's common to build like websites in is a design called mobile first and everything, where it's like you inherently design the site around a the viewport size, which is set in the CSS coding, which controls like how the website appears and scales and everything.
Hmm.
And yeah, so it's like it's like by default, the viewport size might be a common phone resolution and whatnot, or whatever, or might be the highest maximum for phone resolution you can find, and then below that. And yeah, there'll be the mobile site. You design the site around that viewport, and then you add in another rule for when the viewport increases. So you might have like a tablet or laptop size or whatever. You give a certain appearance to the website based on that, and then go upscale further for desktop. And
Yeah.
yeah, so
Which is also one of the reasons why you may see a lot of websites have like room on the sides as well, because it just helps program better for mobile platforms, as well as a reason to give them space to plug ads in those specific areas.
yes, exactly. All right, and then going on to a little bit more of the article, fingerprinting identical GPUs. The researchers consider the possibility of creating distinctive fingerprints based on the GPU of the tracked systems with the help of WebGL. WebGL is a cross-platform API for rendering 3D graphics in the browser, and it's present on all modern web browsers. Using this library, the drawn-apart tracking system can count the number and speed of the execution units in the GPU, measure the time needed to complete vertex renders, handle stall functions, and more. So doing like a little miniature benchmark on the GPU when you're visiting a site. Drawn
Yep.
Apart uses short GLSL programs executed by the target GPU as part of the vertex shader to overcome the challenge of having random execution units handling the computations. Hence, the workload allocation is predictable and standardized. The team developed both on-screen measurement method that executes a small number of computationally intensive operations and an off-screen method that puts the GPU through a lengthier and less intensive test. This process generates traces consisting of 176 measurements taken from 16 points that are used to create a fingerprint. Even when evaluating the individual raw traces visually, one can notice the differences and distinct timing variations between devices. Take a look at the little chart there.
Yep.
And these are the resulting raw traces from two identical GPUs. So say these are two like I don't know, like 3080s or whatever. They
Yeah.
might be the same hardware, but because little tiny nuances and all sorts of different system variables that are going on, including architecture variables and just how they process stuff, it's going to be there's going to be different. And the differences here aren't massive, but they're noticeable. And just because and they're noticeable enough to make a difference.
Yeah.
The researchers also tried swapping other hardware parts on the machines to see if the traces would remain distinguishable, and found that the fingerprints solely depended on the GPU. So, more to it. Even if a set of integrated circuits is created through an identical manufacturing process, has the same nominal computational power, the number of processing units in the exact same cores and architecture, each circuit is slightly different due to normal manufacturing variability. These differences are indistinguishable in normal day-to-day operations, but can become useful in the contents of a sophisticated tracking system like Drawn Apart, which is specifically designed to trigger functional aspects that highlight them.
Neat.
Yeah, Drawn Apart used traces 67%, etc., etc. And that's just talking about all the like consequences of it and whatnot, and the further technologies that could be used, like WebGPL, Vulkan, etc. So,
Yeah.
wow. Every day, we slip more and more into a technocratic nightmare.
Ah, sweet man-made horrors of our own creation.
Exactly. All
Gosh.
right, so the first person to develop an ad block that prevents your GPU from being benchmarked by a website wins.
That'd be pretty good.
Yeah. What,
Oh,
what do you think?
I okay, I'll admit I
Mhm.
do appreciate the ingenuity in this
Yeah,
and the concept. It
I appreciate the science.
Yeah, the science is awesome. Like that's really cool.
Yeah.
It's just we all know what it's going to be used for.
Yeah, and it's hell, and it sucks. But
Yeah.
yeah. No, I agree. I don't have really any further thoughts. Like they finally just found another way to track you. Apple is allowing people to opt out. Shit, people are disloading JavaScript, running more and more aggressive ad blockers, etc. We'll just use your GPU instead. Damn it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hate to see it.
Hate to see it.
I mean, what are your thoughts on it?
I am kind of surprised it's taking this long to develop this, but they might as well just start like making it so that components report their MAC address too. Yeah, they might as well just save everyone the effort and just go that far if they're already doing this. So, yeah. Let's see.
Oh, Andrew, I can show you the world where everyone's a test tube baby.
While also tripping balls and having naughty parties. It's a brave new world. Nice. Have you read that book yet?
Brave New World?
Yeah.
No.
Okay, it's good.
I know I need to, but I have not read it.
Okay.
I'm currently reading other books.
Gotcha.
Yeah. This has turned into a schizo thread.
It has. Let's unschizo the thread while still talking about GPUs. Let's talk about happy uses for GPUs. How about that? Like gaming, video, good old video playing. Do you want to go ahead with this?
Yeah, so with it, AMD are brought to you by WCCF Tech. AMD RDNA 2 refresh to retain 7 nanometer GPUs while featuring new Radeon RX 6950 XT, RX 6850 XT, and RX 6750 XT. And the graphics cards will with 18 gigabits per second memory.
Oh,
nice. Very nice. Going to the article itself, AMD is cooking up a refresh of its RDNA 2 GPUs, which will feature the 3 new Radeon RX 6000 series graphic cards for the high-end gaming segment. AMD Radeon RX 6950 XT, 6850 XT, RX 6750 XT to feature what we've talked about earlier. The AMD Radeon RX 6000 graphics cards are rumored to see a new RDNA 2 refresh around the middle of 2022, so June or July.
Okay.
So far, the rumors only stated that they will be getting a graphics and memory clock bump, but Moore's Law's Dead says that his sources have confirmed that these chips will retain the 7 nanometer will retain a 7 nanometer process node and won't utilize the newer 6 nanometer RDNA 2 design as featured on Navi 24 and its several mobile GPUs outings.
I'm thinking Computex announcement.
Yeah, it feels like a Computex to me. But I can now 100% confirm the upcoming cards are still on the same 7 nanometer mode, says Moore's Law's Dead. He also stated that AMD's Radeon RX 6000 RDNA 2 refresh graphics cards are called the... God, repeating myself. Going on to something more interesting, the AMD Navi 21 and Navi 22 GPUs are the ones that will be refreshed for the upcoming Radeon 6X50XT lineup. And AMD's Navi 21 GPU currently powers the 6900 XT, 6800, and the regular 6800. While the Navi 22 GPU powers the 6700 XP on the desktop platform. So if AMD was to use a similar GPU naming convention as their mobile lineup, then their replacements coming in Q2 of 2022 are going to be known as what we've been over.
Yes.
Neat. I repeat myself a lot. But from the previous rumor, we came to know that these cards will also feature 18 gigabits per second GDDR6 memory dies.
Currently, as previously stated.
Yeah. All cards except the 6500 XT and the flagship 6900 XT LC feature the 16 gigabits per second memory dies. The bump to 18 gigabits per second might offer higher bandwidth and increased performance by 2 to 5%, but that doesn't indicate a huge difference with the refresh series. AMD seems not to be considered Navi 23 GPUs for the upgrade, as they are more mainstream offerings and were released recently compared to the higher end variants, which have been out for over a year now. And it won't be a while. It would have been worthwhile if AMD gave its existing desktop GPUs the 6 nanometer treatment and managed to get more performance efficiency out of them, but that clearly isn't happening. It looks like the refresh is going to be very little. It's going to be a very silent release and will only come specifically via AIB cards. And there would also be a small price difference and the TGP numbers are expected to go up slightly with addition of faster memory chips. These GPUs will likely compete with Intel's high-end Arc Alchemist cards as they're launching in a few months. The following table does show, the graphics cards currently offered as well as the other ones mixed in
Nice.
there. Nice.
All right. Well, essentially, I don't know, is this fair to say AMD's answer to like the TI Titanium from Nvidia?
No,
Okay.
because it's just a refresh. It's not an improvement. Like the at least traditionally the TIs are supposed to be a jump in performance or like comparable difference there.
Yeah.
To be fair, we don't know enough about the 3090 Ti because that there's
Hasn't
been
come
no
out yet.
word of it from Nvidia even to their board partners since its announcement pretty much.
And it might not even happen at this point.
Who knows? Um, it's just basically a sideways move. I mean, it 2 to 5 performance increase, nice, I guess. It's really not what I wanted to see though. I'm always expecting at least a 10%, at least a 10%
Yeah.
difference.
Yeah. No, that's fair.
Yeah,
I'm going to go as far as to say that these cards shouldn't exist.
yeah, I would agree.
Okay, yeah. It's kind of a waste of silicon, in all honesty, if you're not even getting a 10% metric.
If they keep it the same price and cut the old cards, sure.
Yeah, it's like if they replace those cards like on the shelves and keep it the same price, then that's one thing. But
Yeah,
if they release them side by side with each other and are selling both, and then, like the 50 series is a significant, or it has a nominal price increase, which it might, then yeah, it's like it's not really,
yeah,
you lose the
it's
value per dollar there pretty hard.
Yeah, it's not too impressive. I like I said, we'll have to wait till theoretically Computex to be able to hear anything in terms of pricing as well as true specs on it. So
Hmm.
who knows? Maybe they'll make the change between now and then to use their 6 nanometer platform for better power efficiency. At least you can make more of an argument there.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, but we will have to see.
yeah.
Yep. But outside of that, I mean, not very exciting.
Not really.
Nope, nope, nope.
Keep trying, AMD. You'll get there one day.
At least they're making powerful cards now.
Yeah,
Like
at least they're
it's competitive.
yeah, they're slowly competing.
Yeah, which is more than you could say out of the past about 7 years.
Yeah.
Neato, neato.
All right. So, do you have any other thoughts about anything that we talked about, or any other water cooler topics you'd like to bring up?
No, not in terms of like that type of stuff we talked about just now with AMD. Not really, because we just have to wait to hear more.
Yeah.
Although I'm not my high. I mean, I don't have my hopes up. I don't plan on upgrading my card anytime soon because I don't think anything else could fit in my case
Yeah. Hopes are
or
low.
be. Yeah, I'm not interested.
No.
And yeah, I don't have any other water cooler topics outside of that.
Neither do I. So I think I'll about wrap up the show for this week. Outside of course,
Yo.
the shameless plugs. Once again, if you liked the content you see on our channel, including this podcast, then go ahead and make sure you subscribe, hit that notification bell so you know when we upload. We try to upload twice a week. And if you'd like to more directly support us, you can become a valued share hodler for a nominal fee of $4.99 a month that we get a cut of. It allows you some fun chat functions as well as
Sweet
whatever it is.
emojis,
Yes.
badges, awesome stuff. As
Yes.
well as we plan on building it out in the future, so it will mean more than just supporting
Badges
us
and
right
shit.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah, shills precisely.
Exactly.
Oleander says it's good but weird. Yeah, that's how I would describe those cards. I mean,
No,
it's
he was talking about
nice,
Brave
but
New World at that point.
oh, Brave New World. My
Yeah.
bad. That was I had to refresh the page because it kind of froze on me when I went
Gotcha.
back to it. But shills, very much so.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Gotta pay for stuff somehow.
Yes. And outside of YouTube, if you'd like to follow us on some other social media platforms, we have an Instagram at tech_FOR_thought and Twitter at tech_4_thought.
Nunny.
Nunny. Okay. All right. So with that, I think that'll wrap things up. Did I forget to plug anything?
Oh, money.
Money.
Facts.
Okay.
Sorry, I was reading chat there. I mean, where can the people find you on the internet?
Oh, yes. If you want to follow me on Twitter, which is mostly anime stuff, that is at INFERIUS7809 on Twitter. So, Joe, hit me up there.
I like money.
All right, Mr. Krabs.
I was about to say, I can't do a Mr. Krabs impression, so.
Okay.
I like money. I don't know.
Right, where can people find you on Twitter?
Yeah, if you wish to find me, it's at filmed by G-Man. I don't really post on there, but feel free to follow it if you want. I might post something eventually.
Yeah. All right.
Don't we all? Yes.
And with that, we thank you all so much for watching, and we will see you guys in the next one.
See you.